candidates. The highlight is that Sidda has not got a second seat. Kolar seat that many people believe would go to Sidda has been denied to Sidda. And what's interesting is that Mr. Savadi, who dumped the BJP and joined the Congress ahead of polls, his name features, he gets a ticket from Athani. For more on this, let me quickly bring in my colleague Neha Hebbs, who's on the ground tracking every bit of this. But it's also important to tell you the other developments that are taking place in poll-bound Karnataka. Early this morning, the Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai went to file his nomination. And in fact, Neha Hebbs spoke to Basavaraj Bommai just after he came out and filed his nomination. We'll try and play out that interview also because we are focusing on Karnataka. Let's have everything stacked up so that it's easier for viewers also to understand. Before I bring in Neha, who will be joining us live, let me also tell you about the highlight of this third list. It has about 43 candidates. Mr. Savadi has got a ticket from Athani. Sidda denied the Kolar seat. We are yet to hear anything from Sidda himself or people close to Sidda or the Sidda camp, as it is called. Will they be pleased with this move? Will Sidda protest against this? Will he speak to the High Command? We don't know. But we'll talk about it with Neha. But let's first play out what Chief Minister Bommai said right after his nomination.
Joining us is Karnataka Chief Minister, Mr. Basavaraj Bommai. Sir, just one question to you. Just one question to you, sir. You've just filed your nomination. How is the atmosphere here?
The atmosphere is really most welcoming, and people are so enthusiastic, and the support is coming from all sections of people. So this will be really a record election where I will win with record margin.
Are you going to be elected, sir, for a fourth term? You're seeming quite confident.
I am winning with record margin.
Okay. And sir, also we're seeing the Congress has still not, fielded a candidate here. There are a lot of talks right now. Some people want to support Mr. Vinay Kulkarni. There's a lot of infighting happening within the Congress party. Is this, going to happen?
I am not really bothered what's happening in Congress. I'm interested in my people.
Okay. All right. Well, that was Karnataka Chief Minister there, Basavaraj Bommai, after filing his nominations here, going on to say that, in fact, he is confident of coming back, of winning with a full margin here and a good margin. We'll, of course, really have to wait and see whom the Congress fields here. It is going to be quite an interesting battle over here in the state of Karnataka. With video journalist Santosh reporting from Shiggaon in Haveri, this is Neha Hebbs, 4 Times Now.
Neha Hebbs speaking exclusively to Mr. Bommai, the Chief Minister who filed his nomination. Neha is now joining us live. Neha, good evening. The third list of the Congress party is out. Tell us about the highlights.
Well, that's right, Pranesh. We're seeing that the Congress party has put out its third list. While most of it, of course, is on expected lines, there are a couple of interesting takeaways from that list. The first being the fact that, Sidda, who was, likely expecting a second seat from Kolar, there were a lot of talks about that. Not featured in the list right now. Secondly, also the fact that, 2 people, in fact, who defected from other parties have also been accommodated in the list. We're seeing that Laxman Savadi, a big, strong BJP leader who, in fact, quit the party just yesterday and joined the Congress. He's been given the Athani seat. Apart from that, also, the fact that we're seeing Congress leader Motama's daughter here, Niana, also being given a seat. This is going to be really interesting over here. As the Congress party earlier also in the day, we saw protests that took place outside D.K. Shivakumar's residence when Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai was parallelly filing his nomination in Shiggaon. There were protests by the Congress workers here demanding that the Congress ticket of Shiggaon be given to Vinay Kulkarni. There was a lot of controversy when Vinay Kulkarni's ticket was announced, even for, for Dharwad, for Hubli as well, because, it is, of course, imperative to remember here that Vinay Kulkarni is someone who has been accused of murder charges in the past, and there have been cases against him. The BJP had raked up this issue, and now a demand for a second ticket for him to be given through. Whether the Congress, of course, would fulfill this, would all of this really have an impact on their list and on their, overall poll prospects? That's something that we'll have to keep an eye out for. But more or less, of course, the list, the third list from the Congress right now, coming in on expected lines. There is, of course, a fourth list that's likely to be coming through as well. We'll really see, what, of course, what's really in that list once it comes out.
Just stay with us because